Tom's plane had finally landed in Michigan, and he was on his way to see the Michigan State campus. Tom was feeling really homesick at the time, but he wasn't going to let that stop him. He was ready and willing to do whatever it takes to be a great player for Michigan State. Tom had entered the Spartan locker room for the first time, and he saw all of the players. But only a small group of people talked with each other, and that was the starting lineup. The freshmen were all in a separate part of the room, except for one person who was sitting alone. But Tom felt like he looked familiar. With a closer look, he realized that was Mike Grigsby, the same person who fought with him in high school and played against him in the state championship back in high school. Now he's on the same team with Tom. Both looked at each other in shock. With anger flooded in Mike, he left the room. But Tom was still in the locker room. He was wondering how this was going to work out, but that didn't matter right now. He had other important things to do. Tom started practicing with his coach alone. He started shooting some threes, putting up some layups, and just getting himself ready. The first few games went by in the regular season. Tom would not see the court for any of those games. But finally, on week 12, Coach had finally put Tom in the game. Tom was nervous, down to the core. His stomach dropped as soon as he walked onto the court, seeing a huge crowd of Michigan State fans. But the nerves had got to Tom, and he blew it. Every shot was airballed. Every shot was bricked. He couldn't handle the ball well. It was just atrocious. To keep him from embarrassment, the coach quickly pulled him out. Of course, Tom is a rookie, new to college basketball, but man, that was bad. And it wasn't just that game. Several other games, Tom was just not locked in. He was definitely getting carried by his teammates. Tom was overthinking it. He was feeling down, and it was just bad. But one game would change his chemistry and mindset forever. After a game, all of his teammates did the usual and ignored Tom and left the locker room. Tom was just about to exit the door, but before he could leave, he noticed something. Mike Grigsby was still there, sitting in a chair, alone. He could tell Mike wasn't doing too good, so he walked up next to him. And Tom said, "Look, I know we haven't been friends any time in our life, but we're kind of going through the same thing here, not making the team, not doing too well. So, tell me, what's up?" Mike turned his head, looked at Tom. Seeing that he was taking a little pity on him, he explained. You see, Mike grew up with a really rough household family, and he thought when he moved to Michigan, he would feel a whole lot better getting away. But, in a way, he kind of missed him. And not making the team didn't make it any better. Tom kind of related. He explained how he's trying to help his family by doing basketball, and they both talked for a good long time. After a while, Tom was just about to leave, but Mike said one more thing. Thanks. And that one conversation and one word from Mike really turned Tom's mindset around. And after that, Tom had one thing on his mind: to practice. Tom would be the first one at practice in the morning and the last one to leave at night. When his teammates asked him if he wanted to go somewhere, he would say no, because he wanted to practice. After a month straight of training hard, Tom would finally get his second chance on the court in his sophomore year. Tom knew if he didn't do good this time, he might not ever get another chance to play. So what did he do? Well, he balled out. Tom had racked up 32 points that game, and half of them were three-pointers alone. Coach immediately knew he needed to be on the starting lineup, because on that sophomore year, he cooked. And going into his junior year, they gave him a nickname, the Bellevue Bomb. And the nickname stuck because on his junior year, he carried the Michigan State Spartans to the playoffs. They passed by easily in the first rounds of the playoffs, but finally they met their match in the semifinals. And they would be facing the Nebraska Cornhuskers. And this would be a big game for Tom because he grew up in Nebraska. He was born and raised in Nebraska, and he learned how to play basketball in Nebraska. One person who really stood out in this game was Mike Grigsby. He started off in the first two quarters hot. He scored three-pointers in the first quarter, and he scored two others in the second, having a total of 15 points already. But during the third and fourth quarter, it was when things took a turn. There was no defense in this game. It was an offensive battle. It was score after score after score after score. And going into the fourth quarter, it was a tie ball game, 95-95. Tom knew if they took a good lead, they would have the chance for the win. Tom came back and scored 2 3-pointers in a row and then a layup to get their team 103-95. After that, they thought they had the win because there was only a minute left on the clock. Oh, but they would be wrong. Nebraska came back, quickly striking 3 3-pointers in a row. They would have the lead by 1 point with only 5 seconds to go. Tom got the ball, and he looked down the court for someone open, and he saw one person, Mike Grigsby. With no hesitation, Tom passed the ball to Mike, and now the game was in Mike's hands. And Mike swished it. The Michigan State Spartans have won, and it was all because of Mike Grigsby. And let me tell you, it was pandemonium in the stadium after the shot. And when Tom saw Mike after the game, he no longer saw the person who fought with him in high school. He no longer saw the person who had a horrible friendship with him. He saw him as his friend and as a teammate. And he saw him as the same friend who would be joining him in the national championship.